Happy Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, day 15, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and we're heading out for Natural Bridges National Monument. It's about an hour and a half drive from Monument Valley. We just got gas, paid $4.05 a gallon for unleaded. That's the highest I've paid since being out of California. And we will take more shots when we get to the monument, or if we see something exciting along the way. Although the first half of the route is pretty much the route we traveled yesterday coming down from Moab. Okay, here we are, Natural Bridges National Monument. It was an interesting drive getting up here. We had to climb a bluff that was an unpaved gravel road. It was State Highway 261. I'll try to get videos of it on the way back. Weather here is glorious, not a cloud in the sky, probably about 70 degrees. Probably will get upwards of 80. As you can see, the weary traveler is just oh so tired. This vacation is really taking a lot out of him. And as you can see, Buddy just kind of likes to, he does this at home. He likes to sit in the sun and just kind of sun himself. So don't worry, he's fine. He's just gonna get about 5 minutes worth of heat.
I'm gonna take a picture of you.
And Elena's in a hurry to go in and see these arches. You know how she feels about arches. Okay, we are at an overlook here at Natural Bridges Monument. There's no bridge to see here. I just wanted to pan around quickly to give you an idea of the type of topography and the land that we're in. And we're kind of in a little bit of a valley here. And very few people here, although the campground is full. So it's a 1 mile, or excuse me, it's a one-way 9-mile loop around this place. So we should be coming up on a bridge very soon, according to the map. Okay, here's our first stop, the Sipapu Bridge, right in the middle of the screen there. We hiked up to a little lookout, paved road, paved path. Again, just panning around, give you the idea of the valleys in this place. And Elena and Buddy are here with us. And again, it's just a beautiful day. Couldn't ask for better weather. So we're going to move on now, probably to the picnic area, because it is 1 o'clock mountain. So we're going to head and have some lunch before we tour the rest of the monument. Okay, we just finished lunch and we're back on the tour route. This is the Horse Collar ruin trailhead. So there must be some ruins down in there. We don't really have time to make the hikes today, especially since we have Buddy. But I just wanted to get a picture of this little canyon here with the river or the stream that has obviously formed it over the many centuries. Okay, now we're at the Kachina Bridge overlook, and of course every time I go to film the wind kicks up. I'm panning over towards the bridge. There it is straight ahead. Apparently the river goes right underneath there, and that's created that bridge over thousands of years. And again, just a quick pan of what the place looks like. Very rustic and unique. It's a small park, and I think there's maybe 2 or 3 more bridges to see before we head on back. On the way back to the car from the Kachina Bridge, you could see one of the nice things about this monument, unlike arches, is that they do have paved walks out to overlooks where you could see the bridge. At arches, you pretty much had to hike strenuous dirt paths to get to see anything. Okay, we're at the Owachimo Bridge lookout, and there it is, way out there. Hope you can see it. And you can see the people taking the trail. It's not a very long trail to get down to the bottom of it. But we left Buddy in the car, so we're not going to go down there. Beautiful place. Alright, well it's 2:15 Mountain Time. We're on our way out of Natural Bridges Monument. We spent a good hour and a half, 2 hours here. I thought there would be more natural bridges to see. I guess there are only about 3 of them, maybe 4. But we had an enjoyable time nonetheless. Beautiful day. We're in no particular hurry. The drive home will be exciting from here, and I'll shoot some video when we get to the switchback portion of the highway. We're on the side of 261. Here's a mama cow with one of her calves underneath her.
Baby calf. He's got his ears numbered too, poor thing.
Oh, I think we're scaring them away.
Huh?
I think we're scaring them away.
I know, but it's also, I can't believe they did the ears.
Well, that's so they know who they are.
I know, but still, hopefully it's humane.
Okay, we're on our way back from Natural Bridges, and this is the dirt gravel portion of Highway 261. The road starts to come down at that peak there, and you could see it snaking around. There's a car climbing. We're here at a turn, and then you could see the switchbacks as we pan down. 10% grade. This is kind of like those roads in Canyonlands National Park to get down to the bottom, but nonetheless that's how we have to get down, and then it turns to asphalt and paved road again as we head back towards Monument Valley. So great scenery, spectacular up here. But I'm just glad I don't have the trailer with me, we'll put it that way. Alright, well, day 15 here at Monument Valley has come to an end. We had a somewhat interesting day. I don't think Natural Bridges Monument had quite as much sights to see as we were hoping for. The drive to and from turned out to be more exciting than the park itself. But we're glad that we went there, and we could say that we've seen it. And now we've decided that we're not going to spend a third night here at Goulding's as originally planned. We're going to go ahead and head out tomorrow to Page, Arizona, and we're going to stay at Lake Powell. Right now we're tentatively set to spend just 2 nights there. Maybe a third night, we'll see. But for now we're going to stay 2 nights at Lake Powell, and then 2 nights at the Grand Canyon, and then I've made plans to go to Laughlin on the tail end of the trip. So for my cousin Paula and the Copeland family out there in Laughlin, please let Aunt Joanne know that we're going to be coming through Laughlin at the Riverside probably either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. So Buddy's going to get a bath tonight. The truck got a bath earlier this evening from our little off-roading adventure, and Elena and I are both working on office work, and Elena is performing cameraman duties today, so that's why she's not in the picture, and Buddy is just totally exhausted, but he has to soldier on. So that's it for day 15. We'll report tomorrow on the way to Page, Arizona. Adios. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Alright, here we are leaving Utah. We had a great time.
I don't know if you can see
and
it.
We're coming into Arizona. Elena's having trouble with the camera as usual.
Well, you didn't give me enough notice.
So, anyhow,
is there any more
now
Arizona
our time in Utah is done and we're off into Arizona on our way. And the weather is getting a little bit warmer every day. And where we're going is not exactly known for having cool weather. So Lake Powell will be warm. The Grand Canyon maybe a little more mild, and then Laughlin will be hot, I'm sure. Anyhow, we will report with more information as we move on down the road. Okay, it's about I guess 11:30 Arizona time. We're about 75 miles outside of Monument Valley. and about 50 miles away from Page and Lake Powell. We're making good time. The drive is nice. Elevation's a little higher than I expected. We're about 6,700 elevation right now, which surprises me. I stopped at this lookout to get a few pictures of that formation. I don't know what it's called. I'll have to refer to the maps. And Elena stopped to let Buddy stretch his legs, and I think she's going to take a quick bathroom break herself, and then we'll be back on the road. This is still Indian land, Navajo land, so there's trading posts and, you know, people here selling turquoise and silver and things like that. So we just stopped for a quick break. We're going to be back on the road probably in about 5 minutes. Okay, we're back on the road to Page. We bought a couple of trinkets from a Navajo lady that sold some jewelry and some pottery, and she told me that that rock that we saw was Square Rock, and the hill in the background, or the mountain off in the distance, was Navajo Mountain. Now there's the Glen Canyon Dam right there that we're going over the bridge through the dam. Elena's getting some pictures. Another man-made marvel. Greetings from the Wahweap Marina Campground at Lake Powell. It's about 5 minutes to 3, and we arrived right around 1 o'clock, maybe 1:15. We pull off to the side here, give you a view of, just a small view of the Lake Powell. Obviously the water level's down quite a bit. It's been that way for years, and from what I understand, it's going to stay that way for years. But nevertheless, when we came in, I checked out these campsites up the hill here in Loop A, B, and C. They had me in a back-end site in Loop B, which I was a little upset about. It wasn't long enough for me. They ended up putting me out in Loop D, which is way out here in the back 40, where they have some pull-throughs. Right now it's not an issue because the park is so empty. Not even half full. Probably a third full. But we'll see how many people pull in this afternoon. Although I haven't seen a great deal of traffic as of yet coming in. Weather here is about 88, close to 90 degrees. So the air conditioner has been running. There's just enough wind blowing to not put the awning out. It's just a little too windy. The awning will get moved around a little too much. So they've got me way out here. I'm trying to see where I'm at. Over here. Nice place, newly paved. Aramark Food Services or Hospitality Corporation seems to have the contract here. This is federal property. And it's a nice place. I can imagine it must really be hot here in the summer, and it must also be very crowded. So here's home for the next couple of nights. Elena's inside taking a little nap. So I'm going to park the car, get a cool drink, and then we'll decide what we're going to do for dinner. Okay, well it's 7:30. Day 16 is coming to an end. We just came back from Page. We went into town and had some Mexican food. The sun is already set, and I'm just catching the last light. And Elena has Buddy there, and I don't know, she's asking me a question, but I can't hear her with the wind blowing. Anyhow, we had a good day today. Total distance traveled was 123 miles, and we're gonna head back to the trailer now. And tomorrow the plan is to get up and go to the Antelope Canyons and see the slot canyons. That's what I wanted to see here. I'll probably also take some shots of the Glen Canyon Dam, and maybe even take a tour. I don't know, we'll see. So that does it for tonight from Lake Powell, and we will check in again tomorrow. Okay, Saturday, May 7th, day 17. It's again 11:15, and we're at the Antelope Canyon. We're going to take a tour, and for members of my family who went to the cruise, does that look familiar? We're going to be boarding this taxi here for a ride into the tour. Okay, we're here. That was a ride and a half. In we go. Still spitting sand out of my mouth.
Right now we do have the 11 o'clock tour. It is where the sun is coming inside the canyon.
快，他把那灰扬起来，让你有点光来找水。
这个时候就会过照，我这个。
那么就闪。
Donna, come on this side. Do we need more sand?
Yes.
Up a little bit. These guys are throwing sand at me. Okay, thank you. Hold on. Did you just barely set up, Lionel? No? Oh. Alright, if you guys want to come right.
Beautiful.
Look at that.
That's nice. Let me get it.
Go for it. Just throw away 8 billion years to make this canyon. But we are going to go ahead and move forward so you guys can follow me.
We're in a pretty narrow section. Gorgeous.
It is, isn't it? Mother Nature for you.
Amazing.
Stand in the shadows and then you can shoot up that way.
Туда в тень становишься.
Colors opposite.
Beautiful. Everybody's wondering what's going on in here.
Wo wir durchgegangen sind, wurde ja
Poor guy.
Ja, 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 ja.
Ne?
What do you think of the canyon?
Yes.
Everybody satisfied?
If you do not come to a place where you have to walk like this, canyon walls and canyon, then it's a different
Did you guys in the back get this?
Ja.
Vor allem dann, wenn
Okay, we made it to the other side. Now to go back through. Pictures don't do it justice. We're going to go back in now. And we're exiting.
Week 9. We call it the week 9. Like it's crying. It's coming down.
Weeping Nine. So what did you think of the canyon?
It was interesting, but you can't really appreciate it with too many people in there.
There were a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
But when the sun comes through, it really reflects off those rocks. Gorgeous. You think Buddy had a good time?
No.
No?
He was traumatized, I'm sure.
Well, talk about trauma. The road back, the drive back.
So I guess it's the only way you could visit the canyon is if you take a guided tour. You can't hike your way.
I don't think so.
Do you know which one is our truck?
One of those big white. We're outside of the canyon, and you could see all the trucks here. A lot of people here. Elena was right, a little bit too crowded, but spectacular nonetheless. So it's 12:20. We're supposed to head back at 12:30, and we're going to do that and then head back into town. It's supposed to be 88 degrees again today. Give a panoramic shot here of the area. No wind at the moment, but it's supposed to pick up later today. Well, the weary traveler is ready to go back to the trailer for a little nap, I think.
Which is your truck?
Same as the other weary traveler there, getting in the shade. Okay, this video is for the DeSalvio family. I can report that nobody spilled their Coke, and no natives out here got an ass full of fender. All right, we left Antelope Canyon. Been spitting sand out of our mouth ever since. We're covered in sand top to bottom. And we drove back now to the Glen Canyon Dam Visitor Center. We're going to see if we could take Buddy in there as a service animal, get a tour of the dam. And if not, we'll at least be able to take some shots from the outside. So we're going to go in and check it out. Okay, we're inside the Visitor Center. We're going to take the tour. Buddy is allowed with his service animal vest. So we're going to take the 45-minute tour of, you see it right here, the dam. Glen Canyon Dam. Pretty big. Not as wide as Shasta, but we'll get more detail on it. It looks more like Hoover Dam than Shasta Dam. We'll check it out more when we get inside. Okay, we're heading to the top of the dam. Backside of the dam, water level's down 120 feet. Okay, we're 320 feet down. 55 degrees down here, underneath Lake Powell. There's the pump house.
If you'd like, there's just a short video I want to show you. It just talks a little bit more about this project here, and the monitors is right here. If you'd like,
This turbine is
this right here is the
under
actual
repair.
grid that we're connected to, and the place is ready to serve.
That one's moving at 150 RPM.
We actually covered this area here, down below.
Looking up from the turbine generator room. He's going to explain why there's 2 acres of Bermuda grass out there. Okay, our tour of the dam is ending. We're going to walk off of it now, back up to the visitor center. And here's another look of the back side of it. Again, the water level's down 120 feet. Here's a quick last view of the front of the dam, 580 feet down. Marvelous. Greetings again from Glen Canyon Recreation Area. We had a good day today, dusty, still full of grit and sand from the Antelope Canyon tour, but it sure was fun and it was beautiful. A little bit crowded though, but nonetheless we enjoyed it and got some good pictures and video that hopefully will show some of that beauty that we saw today. From there we went over to the Glen Canyon Dam Visitor Center, had a nice tour of the dam. Buddy was able to come with us, and very interesting show there, and got some nice shots there as well. From there we had lunch at the Visitor Center under a nice big shade tree, perfect weather under the shade, and then we went and got gas for the trip tomorrow to Grand Canyon and stocked up on a couple additional grocery items. As you see behind me tonight, I've got the fire lit. We're going to have hamburgers, something quick and easy, and then we'll break up camp tomorrow morning and head 142 miles down Highway 89 over to Arizona Highway 64 and into Grand Canyon Village. The weather forecast is calling for some cooling weather to come through starting tonight. In fact, the wind is already picking up. The forecast high in Grand Canyon on Monday, when we are planning to go see it, is 53 degrees. The low will be 21, similar to Bryce Canyon City and Torrey. I was hoping we were through with the sub-freezing evening temperatures, but apparently not so. So we'll just continue to soldier on as we near the end of our trip. So until tomorrow, when we report from the road, we will see you later. Well, it's Mother's Day, day 18, 10:15 in the morning. We're on our way out of the Lake Powell National Recreation Area. We had a good time here, and now we're going to head off to the Grand Canyon, and we will report from the road. All right, we're 40 miles south of Page, Arizona, 11 o'clock, heading south on US Highway 89. A pretty steady, I'd say 30 to 40 mile per hour crosswind from the west is coming across the road here, but we're handling it just fine, and as you can see, other RVs are on the road, so it's definitely tolerable. Hopefully it won't get much worse. So don't know exactly when we're going to stop for lunch. Some interesting rock ridge formations there that we just recently climbed over and then came down. So we're working our way down to Arizona Highway 64, going west into the east entrance of the Grand Canyon National Park. Here at Cameron, Arizona, the junction of State Highway 64 and US 89, and the wind is blowing like hell. 40 mile per hour crosswind all the way down, but we handled it well. You're getting some reflection in the front rock guard of the trailer. That's why you're able to see me. As you can see, this is the only place where the wind isn't blowing too bad. We're headed out that way. The sign says 31 miles to Grand Canyon National Park. We're going to have to go uphill, but I'm not worried. And again, more Navajo sales service area here. So Elena just was saying, getting out of the car, she'll be happy to get home because she's kind of getting tired of the wind. And it does seem like the wind has been following us. But we'll see. We got another 5 days to go. So we're going to go inside and get some lunch and then finish the trip to Grand Canyon Village.
A little bit of lie.
The weary traveler can't keep his eyes open. Elena's in here fixing sandwiches, and that was quite a windy trip. Yeah, her hair's a mess. My hair, everybody's hair is a mess. Anyhow, well, we're gonna dig into these sandwiches here before hitting the road back into Grand Canyon. Okay. All right, we're taking a picture now. We made it to the Grand Canyon at the main entrance. Windy as hell up here still, but we made it in one piece. Interesting drive coming up, but like I said, we're here. Now off to the canyon. Here we are at the Desert View Lookout. Trying to gauge Elena's first reaction here. It's kind of gusty. Okay. What do you think?
Reminds me of Hawaii. Waimea Canyon.
Well, greetings from the Grand Canyon RV Village here in Tucson, Arizona. We had a progressively windier drive for the entire 142-mile distance from Lake Powell up here to the Grand Canyon. We stopped at a couple of turnouts on the way into the park just to get a couple of views of the canyon, and with all the wind blowing, the scenery isn't all that good. There's a lot of dust flying around. So we decided to wait and forego most of the sightseeing opportunities until tomorrow. It's windy here, similar to what we had in Torrey probably about a week and a half ago. Just checked the internet, and while it's mild right now, a cold front is supposed to pass through tonight and tomorrow, bringing temperatures down, and they're expecting near record low temperatures tomorrow night, forecasting a low of 21. I think the high is only going to be in the upper 40s. So this cold weather just seems to keep dogging us around wherever we go. But this should be the last of it. Laughlin should not be cold at all.
Hey, you never
And
know.
the way home. And Elena's saying you never know, which is true, I guess. But aside from that, I was gonna barbecue. I was gonna cook steak tonight, but too windy, so we happened to be right next door to a pizza parlor and a Carvel ice cream store. Pizza parlor was open, had a good pizza. Carvel was closed. We'll have to partake in that tomorrow. And finally, this being Mother's Day, of course, happy Mother's Day to all of you out there, all of my Facebook friends who are mothers, and especially to my mother, who we're thinking a lot of these last 3 weeks. Her generosity, being this trailer, has enabled us to have the good time that we're enjoying, and hopefully that those of you are also enjoying as you see these videos and these pictures. So with that, I'm going to sign off for now, and this is day 18, so day 19 tomorrow will be at the Grand Canyon. Until then, adios. Monday, May the 9th, day 19, 10:15 local time. We're entering the park to tour it today. Cold weather, probably around 50, breezy. We had some freezing precipitation overnight. But we're going to go in and check things out and see all the sights here at the Grand Canyon. Okay, we had to drive to the east end of the park to get gas. $4.29 a gallon, but that was the only gas around up here. Now we just came from Morin Point, took a few photographs. Too windy to film. We're on our way now to Grand View Lookout. Hopefully I'll be able to take some film footage there. Here's Grand View Point. View of Grand View Point. What do you think, Elena? What do you think? Cold?
Yeah, but I think this is probably one of the best views in the park.
Gorgeous. Okay, we just pulled off by the side of the road on our way back to the village to get this view. That's looking off towards the eastern side, the desert side of the park. And you can see it's raining out there, or snowing or something, I don't know, sleeting. So we thought we would get a few feet of this. Here's another turnout just on the side of the highway. Okay, we're going to load a shuttle to take to the Hermit's Rest. We're going to brave the freezing precipitation. So much for spring conditions. Okay, we're here at Hermit's Rest. The weather's not that good today, so it's not going to be that spectacular of a sight, but we're going to make a few more stops and then probably head back to the trailer because it's cold. There's Elena under the Hermit's Rest sign, just to prove we were here.
Are you cold? Look at that news.
So what?
Look at me. Hi.
So what do you think? What do you think of the Grand Canyon?
I think it is cloudy in the Grand Canyon. Cloudy.
I'll be honest with you. I thought Canyonlands was more spectacular.
What was Canyonlands? Which one was Canyonlands?
The one with that big lookout that we had, where you could see like 100 miles. Okay, this is Pima Point, and this is one of those panoramic lookouts. So I'm going to pan around. The clouds are lifting, but it's still cold, bitterly cold. The Colorado River, you could just barely see it down there, and you'll get a better view of it. I guess that's the Tonto Plateau down there. And you can see the Colorado. And there's some, I think, rapids ahead. People have said they've seen rafters coming through there. And there's the pan. That's impressive. Okay, we're still at Pima Point. We're noticing these rapids, and I could actually hear the rapids.
Called the Granite Rapids.
Elena says they're the Granite Rapids. I could hear them from all the way up here. Okay, now we're at Mojave Point, working our way back towards the village center. The sun is trying to peek through, which is giving us some more color variation.
It's warming up.
Beautiful. Here's the rest of Mojave Point. A good shot of the river down there. Well, what do you think about this view?
Very nice. Yeah. But I would imagine on a less cloudy day, all of this would be red. You know.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see brilliant red colors. Right now it's kind of rust color. And grayish. Like greenish. You know.
Okay, this is Powell Point. And there's the weather to the west. And we're going to pan across the canyon to improving weather on the east, hopefully. Time for lunch
Some water?
here at Powell Point. You know, Buddy comes first.
Ready? Stay.
Time for a drink. Well, it's 4 o'clock on Monday, and we're exiting Grand Canyon National Park. We had a good time here, even though the weather was lousy. and wasn't the greatest weather for picture taking. But nonetheless, we saw it, we were very impressed, and off to the trailer now to warm up. Well, greetings from Grand Canyon, the end of day 19. We had a good time at the park today, although it was cold, and the weather wasn't the greatest for pictures and video, but hopefully we got some nice shots that showed the beauty of this park, and we saved what we think was the best for last on our trip. The Grand Canyon and this stop marks our last real official stop of sightseeing interest per se. I've lost track of how many national parks and monuments we actually saw during this trip. It was a lot. Each one of them was unique and special in its own way, and hopefully the videos and the pictures that we've taken and posted will help show that to you, as well as for us for many years to come of good memories. Tomorrow we're going to drive over 200 miles to Laughlin, visit family, stay there one night for sure, maybe 2 nights, and then off to Bakersfield, and then home either on Thursday or Friday of this week, as work calls for us again on Monday. But it's been a great 3 weeks, lots of adventure. We've had a great time. I know Buddy will be happy to get home. Elena's wishing for a hot bath, so I know she'll get that. I could go another 3 weeks, preferably in a place with more mild weather, but maybe next year. So to celebrate our final night, we're barbecuing some steak, and like I said, the last 2 or 3 days is really going to be more driving than anything else. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed everything with us, and until next year or our next vacation, see you later. Well, good morning from cold and sleety and snowy Tucson, Arizona, 7,500 feet elevation, and we're having some snow flurries as I'm getting ready to hitch up and head down to Laughlin. I didn't think I was going to end up driving in some snowy weather, but it looks like today may be my lucky day. So it's about almost 10 o'clock. We should be on the road by 11 at the latest. Hopefully in Laughlin by 4 o'clock. So I guess we did the right thing maybe by not deciding to stay here a second day. Anyhow, fun weather to sit when you're sitting inside with a hot cup of coffee just looking out the window. Not so sure I'm going to like it though if I have to drive in it. But we don't expect it to stick, and even the weather forecaster said no more than an inch. And you can see it. It's really more of a freezing rain than a snow. Anyhow, okie doke. Okay, well, I can report now that the freezing rain has turned over to snow. But like I said, no more than an inch expected, and I'm not worried about driving in this weather. As probably we get 2 miles down the road and drop about 200-300 feet in elevation, the snow will stop. So I'm not concerned about it. But it certainly is interesting. So we're going to hitch up and get ready to take off. Okay, 10:30 on Tuesday. We're hitched up and we're ready to pull out. It's steady snowfall now, but again, no real accumulation. And like I said, probably 2 miles down the road, it will be rain, so I'm not worried, because I think we're right at the snow line. So off to Laughlin. Okay, we're on Arizona 64 heading south. We're about 2 miles away from the campground, and it's still snowing pretty nicely, but no accumulation on the highway. And I would imagine it would be just a few more miles before we start our descent, and we'll be out of the snow completely. Alright, we're 8 miles south of the campground, and we've dropped in elevation enough to where the snow is ending, and there's some blue sky off in the distance, and we're expecting the weather to improve and get warmer as we get closer to Laughlin, hopefully. Okay, it's 12:20 on Tuesday. We've traveled about 100 miles from Tusayan and the Grand Canyon, and we're here at Seligman, Arizona. We stopped off for lunch. It's a little bit warmer here, maybe about 15 degrees warmer. No snow, but as you can see, as I pan around, the wind is still blowing, and there's still, you know, occasional showers coming through, mostly cloudy, but an occasional thunderstorm here and there. So we're shooting right into the wind now. We stopped off for lunch. We'll be here for about a half an hour, and then we'll do the final 100 miles into Laughlin. No problem so far. So you're doing your daily routine, huh? Sandwiches again? How many times have you made sandwiches on this trip?
I don't know, Jack. I'm sure you kept count.
No, I didn't keep count, but...
Okay, well...
Well,
We made a sandwich almost every day.
yeah,
What else can we make at lunch that is quick?
that's true.
Doesn't require cooking.
That's true.
Peanut butter jelly sandwich.
What kind are we having today? Pastrami?
Ham.
Ham. Alright. Okay, well, and Buddy's waiting for ham too. Aren't you, pal? Yeah, he wants ham also. Greetings from the Don Laughlin Riverside Casino RV Park. Laughlin, Nevada, 4:15 on Tuesday, the 10th of May. And back in the Pacific time zone. And the weather is glorious. Probably about 75 to 80 degrees. Just a slight wind. Very nice compared to the snow that we left in Grand Canyon. We got here at about 2:30, 2:45. The total distance traveled was 200 miles even on the dot from Tusayan. Nice park, big park. My parents have stayed here for years, and I'm parked. You might be able to see my flags off in the distance. I'm up on an upper tier there. I'll shoot more video from up there. Okay, here's the campsite, and we're on an upper tier. Not bad, level, and like I said, the weather's perfect. This will do just fine for 2 nights. All that snow that melted made a mess of my trailer on the outside. I'm going to have to give it another sponge bath probably tonight. Either tonight or tomorrow. Also, with all the excitement of the snow when I was hitching up, I forgot to attach my coupler lock. I left it on the tongue, and of course it fell off somewhere between here and the Grand Canyon, probably closer to the Grand Canyon campground. So I'm going to go try to find a new one at a Walmart, and I still have to get that LP valve that cracked on me all the way back at Zion. So I think I'm going to go out and do some shopping tonight. We're not sure what we're going to do for dinner. Something, maybe we'll go out, I don't know, we'll figure it out. And then I'll contact family and we'll try to hook up with them sometime tomorrow. Okay, it's 8:30, and I'm standing out here in shirt sleeves, and it's about 65 degrees. Couldn't ask for better weather. And looks like the lights of the casinos here in Laughlin are going to be shining in our window. Fortunately, we have shades, but it's in a way it's kind of nice to be back into civilization. So I made connections with family, and we'll visit with them tomorrow. I gave the trailer a sponge bath that it desperately needed, and I know the lighting isn't good, so I guess I lied when I said yesterday this would be the last video. I think today or tonight definitely will be the last video. We weren't planning on the snow, so I thought it was something worth shooting. It was just a little adventure, and for my family that live back east, You guys are probably saying, you call that snow? That's a walk in the park, which is probably true. But for us California folk, even the slightest bit of snow or frost or whatever you want to call it is big. Anyhow, alright. Signing off from Laughlin, Nevada. Adios. Okay, it's Thursday, May 12th, day 22, and we left Laughlin at about 10:30 this morning. Drove about 140 miles to this rest area. We're about 25 miles east of Barstow. We stopped here for lunch. Elena's inside making sandwiches. And then from here we're going to drive probably to the Four Corners rest area. Maybe get gas at Kramer Junction. Maybe. And from there we'll make the final leg into Bakersfield. So we should get there about 4 o'clock. Okay, 3 o'clock on Thursday. We're at the Boron rest stop. We've traveled just over 200 miles. We've got 78 miles to go to the campground in Bakersfield. So, Elena is saying there's nothing to see here, nondescript. So we're gonna hop back in the car and take us about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to get to the campground. We should be there by 4:30. Okay, well, greetings from Bakersfield. We're finishing off right back where we started 22 days ago here at the Orange Grove RV Park in East Bakersfield. We drove 286 miles today from Laughlin. Weather was hot, bordering, well, warm, bordering on hot. Low 90s, probably upper 80s the entire way. But the weather was great, very little wind, very little traffic. I've got the barbecue going with some chicken breasts that we had in the freezer that we've been carrying around with us for the last 1,000 miles. And we're cooking that up so that we have not only dinner tonight, but leftovers for tomorrow. What I have here is a summary of the trip. Like I had said on Facebook, I wanted to post a summary of the total distance and other statistics. We drove a total, including tomorrow's distance back home, we will have driven a total of 2,996 miles, just shy of 3,000 miles round trip. The total distance traveled towing the trailer was 2,296 miles, and we had 700 miles of side trips to see the national parks and monuments with the truck. We burned approximately 300 gallons of gas, and to drive 3,000 miles total, that means we averaged 10 miles per gallon total. I don't know what I would have averaged towing the trailer, probably closer to 8.5 miles per gallon towing. In terms of cost of gas, $1,200, the cost of gas. In terms of the campground fees and lodging, came out to $1,000, practically on the nose. Obviously camping's not cheap, but we sure had a good time and we certainly got to see a lot. I couldn't be more pleased with the performance of my tow vehicle, the Ford V10. I'm a believer. Yes, gas is expensive, but man, there's no substitute for power and stability on the road, and we encountered some conditions, weather conditions, that really required it, and some road conditions, some steep climbs, and that truck did it. I could tow all day long with that thing, not a problem. And of course, old 9669 behind me, 38 years old, and going strong. Actually 34 years old. And going strong. And knock on wood, we had absolutely no problems with any of the functioning components of the trailer. It worked great for us. So it's always good when you have a trip like this where you don't have a blowout, you don't have a breakdown, you don't have anything go out on you. and that always makes it all the more special. So we were fortunate this trip to be blessed with good fortune in that regard. And we'll look back on the varying weather conditions with fondness too. That's all part of the experience. So that is it. That was the trip, vacation for this year. Next year, hopefully, we'll do another 3-week or maybe even longer. I would like to go to Yellowstone and Grand Tetons and Mount Rushmore. I think that would be a nice trip to take, probably though in the summer when the guarantee for good weather is at its best. So anyhow, I'm going to take this chicken off and we're going to go in and have our last meal. Elena's doing some laundry in the laundromat here at the campground, and until next year's vacation, or at least until the next little weekend trip that we take with this trailer, we'll see you later. Glad you were with us to enjoy this trip.